everyone, I'm Dr. Flores. I'm one of the fertility specialists here at San Diego Fertility Center. Today I wanted to talk to you about reproductive health, with really focusing on tips and tricks for those individuals who are seeking fertility now, and also talking a bit about your reproductive health life cycle as a whole, particularly for those individuals who are thinking about future fertility. So one of the first things to talk about is really focusing on a woman's reproductive life cycle. Women are born with all of the eggs that they are ever going to have. We unfortunately don't make new eggs. We get the eggs that we have to grow and ovulate, and eventually, unfortunately, our eggs do go away. The other thing that happens for us is that the quality of our eggs starts to decline as we get to be in our mid to late 30s. I don't tell you that to scare you, I tell you that just to help in terms of preparing and talk about what we have available for those patients who are definitely interested in having a family, but may not be interested right away. We have things like oocyte cryopreservation or egg freezing, as well as embryo cryopreservation or embryo freezing. So for individuals who don't have a partner or who don't have a male partner, one option is to think about literally freezing your eggs. And so these eggs are essentially frozen in time. And so over the years, even though we will continue or you will continue to get a year older, the eggs stay the same. Eventually, these eggs can be thawed and fertilized with sperm to create embryos. Other patients, particularly those who may be in a committed relationship or in a heterosexual relationship, may think about freezing embryos. And here we start off again by retrieving the eggs, but then we combine them with sperm, watch them develop into embryos, and then the embryos can be frozen, also frozen in time. So again, even though you may or we continue to age over the years, the embryos actually don't go on to age. And these can be used at any time. So this is really exciting just because the techniques for freezing have really essentially been perfected. And so it's a really great way to preserve your fertility, again, particularly for those individuals who know that they do want to have a family, but maybe not in the immediate future. We also have patients who, of course, are seeking fertility now or just want more general information about what to think about when trying to get pregnant. One thing I really want to emphasize is we do talk a lot, or you may see online, that infertility is defined as for those individuals who are less than 35 after a year of trying, or for those individuals who are over the age of 35 who have been trying to conceive for about 6 months. I really want to emphasize that you don't have to meet that criteria to ultimately decide to come in for a consultation. In fact, we have a lot of patients coming in and actually encourage patients to come in really soon after they've started trying, just to get more information about their fertility. So some of the things that we'll talk about during an initial consultation will be things like egg reserve, sperm quality in those who have a male partner, and also looking at the anatomy of the uterus and the fallopian tubes. So during that initial consultation, things we'll go through is something called an AMH, or anti-Mullerian hormone. That is a hormone that's made by the eggs in the ovary, and so it's a really good indirect indicator of what your egg reserve is like. The semen analysis for those who have a male partner is looking at male factor related infertility or fertility, and so we're looking at the number of sperm, how many of them are moving, and do they overall look normal. And then of course doing an assessment of the uterus to make sure that there's nothing that would impair the ability of an embryo to implant, and doing an assessment of the fallopian tube. So it's an x-ray test where we put a water-based dye through the uterus, take x-rays to make sure the tubes are open, since that's where the egg and the sperm are going to meet. We also will talk about having a healthy lifestyle, so a Mediterranean type of diet, taking a prenatal vitamin, and a few other supplements that can help with the fertility process. The other thing I want to emphasize is particularly for those individuals who are in their late 30s or early 40s, again, we don't recommend waiting until you've met that 6-month criteria to see us. We're always happy to see you early on and get that initial consultation and lab work going. And really the goal of all of this is to help maximize your fertility potential and help maximize your goal of meeting your family planning goals.